Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this impromptu um, big time show podcast that will be live because I'm not so quite sure I'll be on tomorrow. The game starts actually well before my scheduled time. And so I don't know if I'm going to do it. So I apologize for not bringing all this up so you guys can be aware of it. I usually like to kind of give people a heads up when I'm coming on, but this is impromptu. Key, what's up? For those that are on Podbean right now, appreciate you popping on. And for those that will hear this a little bit later on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Pandora and Google Podcasts and all of that, appreciate you guys giving me the download and letting me listen, letting you listen. I'm sorry to what I have to say on tonight. Won't be long. I know everybody's in the Christmas spirit already. It's cold in Memphis. It snowed last night here. We're at a balmy 13 degrees down here with a wind chill of I think 3 or 4 or something like that. I don't know. It's cold. That's all you need to know. So all y'all good people that are from the north. What's up, Coach Breelove? I see all y'all people in from the north. Why y'all send this weather down here? We're not used to this consistently here in the South. We get maybe about 1 or 2 days of this. I know you guys like Key and Philly. I know y'all used to this. We're not used to that. See the difference between y'all. Oh, Joe, you living it up in Italy. It's 60 degrees. Joe said in Italy. Oh my goodness. You know, when you're in Philly or the northern areas of the country, you know, you're used to this. The Midwest, where snow and cold temperatures are like normal. But here in Memphis, at least, just the threat of snow will shut our city down. I'm not exaggerating. I'm saying they could say it's going to be 2 inches of snow. That's right, 2 inches. And the snow haven't even fell yet. They would shut the whole school system down. People would, I'm not exaggerating. They would shut the schools down just for the threat of snow right here in Memphis. I'm not lying. For those who live, I don't know if I got some people watching me in Memphis right now. Y'all might as well just shake your head, tell the truth. You know, I know y'all be wishing in the north for just 2 inches or something like that. Y'all dealing with 18 inches and stuff like this. So y'all just don't go to school. Y'all, it don't make no difference. But we are here to talk about possibly the Dallas Cowboys ruining just a piece of my Christmas. Yeah. Even though the game is on Christmas Eve, the game is tomorrow. I could really be upset. I could turn into the Grinch real quick. And I got a feeling that before this is all over with, some kind of way, my team is gonna tick me off. I already feel it. I just already feel it. I do. I already feel it. I ain't say we're gonna lose. I just know I know I'm gonna get irritated. I just feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. That's why I spend time with my family today. Just just doing what we do and all that kind of stuff. You know, because tomorrow I already know I'm gonna be in a foul mood. I already know it. I already know. I know what some of y'all saying. Well, preacher, Jesus is the reason for the season. He is. Ain't no doubt about that. Ain't no question. I'm gonna have to think about him too, because if I start thinking about the Cowboys, I might have a serious issue here. Now, y'all stop laughing at me. I already know some of y'all laugh. I know. Because some of y'all got this feeling too. Because the Cowboys are Slowly, y'all share this. I'm sorry. Y'all guys go ahead and share this if you will. I'm sorry for saying that. If you don't mind, um, if you don't mind, we share it for your boy real quick. I'm on where am I? I'm on hello to everybody on Kia, if you're still here, please help me out because I never get this right. This TV that we're on, who am I talking to? Man, I don't know if nobody's watching there or not, but who am I talking to on the TV? How should I address them other than saying these are TV folks? uh Help me out, Key, if you're here. Let me know. We're on Tiki Live. Thank you. I don't know, but let me stop that. We're on Tiki Live. We're on Tiki Live. Now, I don't know what Tiki Live is. I don't know what Tiki stand for. Somebody, if you don't mind, put the website in here, Key, so they can. I want somebody here to go and check out Tiki Live and comment from there. You know, when I'm looking at the comments, I can see where you're coming from, like Eastside Harold. He's coming from YouTube. Joe is coming from everybody else is here on Facebook so far. You got to find it, okay? So if you find it, can put it up here for me if you don't mind. I need somebody to go there and just say something. I don't know if it allows comments. I don't think I've never had anybody, at least that I know of, watching me from there. Could be not. But help me out here for those. I just want to see. Now, let's go ahead and let's talk real quick. Y'all share this if you can. Let's try to see if we can have an honest discussion tonight about our beloved Cowboys tonight. All right. Let's go to work here. Number one. The Dallas Cowboys gave Jalen Hurts a week off. Okay, Roku TV is coming up next. This is my secret executive producer of my show. Is always in the background. Call her whenever I need her. This is Key Williams. Excellent. She made, y'all see this little big time show behind me here? She made that for me. And she's dynamic in the thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. So she's dynamic. Key, you gotta make me something else too, because it's getting kind of old now. So I gotta spicing it up a little bit, you know. Appreciate it. First of all, let me say this real quick, y'all. I'm a little irritated right now. I am. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I got some news today about Anthony Davis. I just got to put this out. I ain't doing a Lakers show yet. I don't feel like doing it. I ain't. But Anthony Davis he just is old. I mean, good Lord, can he play 40 games in a year? I mean, I know that I'm going to talk about the Cowboys in a second. But I've been just like, this dude, man. Is his body made out of notebook paper? Oh man, good God. I mean, if you blow on him, he's subject to tear a ligament. I mean, seriously. I'm sorry. It's just what happened as they say his foot tore up now. And I ain't got his foot is messed up, got a stress fracture in his foot. Well, where you get it from, Anthony? I just started walking. Wait a minute, Andy. You didn't get your foot stepped on. You didn't trip over the no. What happened? I just got out of bed and just walked to the bathroom. Next thing I know, I need surgery. He is so fragile. I mean, he really irritates me. We need to get rid of him. That's enough of the Lakers. I'll come back to that later on. Exactly, Keith. That's what I said earlier in the chat group. When it comes to his wardrobe, he used to wearing that, but when it comes to wearing an NBA jersey, he is allergic to wearing NBA jerseys because he never have it on. Because I get to see him in Gucci, I get to see him in Louis Vuitton, I get to see him Christian Dion and all them fancy names and all the, I get to see him in the latest t-shirts, the latest tennis shoes. I get to see him in the latest jewelry. I get to see that all the time. He gets an A in that. He's all NBA wardrobe. First team, all NBA wardrobe. That's him. When it comes to putting the jersey on, though, you might get about 60 games. Even 50, 45, 50 games. That's all you're going to get out of him. We need to trade him, man. He's ridiculous. Okay, end of that. Dallas Cowboy talk. Here we go. Joe, he's not playing. Sam Williams is not playing tomorrow. They've already ruled him out. You haven't heard Sam Williams had a car accident. They say concussion protocol and neck, something like that. But he's at home. I just believe that they're being precautious with Sam. I believe if this was playoffs or something like that, I believe he'll suit right on up. Kind of remind you of Jalen Hurts tomorrow. If the Cowboys would have won against Jacksonville, Jalen Hurts would be playing tomorrow with his sprained shoulder. Some say it's the AC joint, whatever. Jalen, the reason why I know, because he played when he hurt himself in the game last week. After he got drilled into the ground, his shoulder first, he played the rest of the game. Matter of fact, he was throwing the ball. I'm talking about deep. So it wasn't a question if he couldn't play, because he played, because the game was close against Chicago at the time. So he could play. And I'm quite sure another week of rest and, whatever they do there, if it was that bad, he wouldn't have finished out the game last week. So I have no question in my mind Jalen Hurts can play. It's just that the game, really, to be honest with y'all, standing-wise, I really just don't think that it really means anything to the Eagles. It's just that simple. They're playing the Saints after they play us, and you probably would think that should wrap everything up. So why not get 2 weeks worth of rest? I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, if the Eagles beat the Cowboys tomorrow, Jalen Hurts will not be playing next week. And that's really precaution. They're going to make sure he's right. So the Cowboys messed this up by losing to Jacksonville. At least the sizzle of the game. This was supposed to have been a huge game. Gigantic, big game. You know what I'm saying? Big game. That's what this was supposed to be. But they got a 3-game lead over us. Not that many games left, and then their schedule is not tough at all. I've already said the Philly was going to win the division anyway. So the game is, however, important. I believe it is important for Dallas, simply because it's a pride game. Yes, it is. It's a pride game. It is a game to get back on track. It is a game to reestablish your identity. I'll get into that in just a second. You got to start now. The playoff berth has been clinched. We're in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We're already there. That can't be taken away. But what need to happen in these last 2 to 3 weeks, and to be honest with you, it starts tomorrow. You have to reestablish yourself, because we done got kind of, as we always do, we get kind of veered off. And I don't understand why, but it's just the nature of the Dallas Cowboys to go against what has been working. A lot of that has to do with our offensive coordinator. Y'all know that. A lot of this has something to do with Mike McCarthy. And it just never fails. The blueprint, the game plan was already there. Then all of a sudden it changes. It's unbelievable. So tomorrow night, Gardner Minshew takes up what's going on. Yeah, hey, coach, I see you. This Gardner Minshew Takes the captaincy, if you want to call it that, of the Eagles tomorrow. He's excited to play. Philadelphia, everybody else is playing, so it's this game is not a letdown. It's not to me. It's not now. I really do believe, like I said before, Philly would have played Hurts if we would have beat Jacksonville. I believe that. But and I don't think they're I don't think that they are playing like this is just just a preseason game. I really believe they're trying to beat us because they know it's a possibility that they may have to see us again. And you want to send a message to everybody just in case it does happen. Just like the Cowboys need to send a message to the Philadelphia Eagles on tomorrow night. Just in case we see y'all one more time, you need to understand that we're gonna hit you all in y'all mouth. It's just that simple. It ain't nothing else. It's Philly against Dallas, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what the records are. I don't care if it was a preseason game. It's Philly versus Dallas. We don't like them. They don't like us. Last time I checked, unless something happened, and Dominican Sue playing, their defense is playing, AJ is playing, AJ Brown, Mr. Smith is playing. Everybody else is playing. Sanders is playing. The offensive line is playing. Yeah, we need to send a message. It's a pride game. Huh? This is what we need to start tomorrow. This is just my view. We have got. I see Keith. It's just like Keith just said. She's a Philadelphia Eagle fan. She said we got everyone but Jalen. All right. So okay. The way I look at it. Wait a minute. Jose Ultra Cowboy Christian. Who cares about the next 3 games? Just want to see how the secondary plays the playoff. Jose, a Cowboy fan, said the Eagles gonna win 42-17. Wow. I ain't gonna knock you because I doubt it very, very seriously. Very seriously. But if it happens, wow. I'm gonna be the one like saying, good God, what in the world? That's all I'm gonna say. Look, things done happened this year. So I'm not gonna say go that far. We ain't that bad now. We ain't bad at all. But especially at home. I wish they would come down there and act like they fly, Eagles fly. Man, look. Don't let me get started. I'm trying to do a professional show here, Jose. I'm trying to do a professional show. I almost turned into a fan right then. Talking trash. Let me stop. But anyway, this is a pride game. We got to reestablish a few things. This is just me. This is what we need to reestablish. Number one. I'm finna say something here. I'm finna say something in a second. Number one. We need to begin now. Somebody should get in somebody's ear. We need to establish who we are. For real. Look at your players, and it will tell you what type of team you're really supposed to be. When I look at the Cowboys offensively, this is supposed to be a balanced team, if you want to give it that. But when I say balance, I'm not talking 50-50. This is supposed to be at least minimum a 65% running team and a 35% passing team. That's just my view. When you look at the offensive linemen, the offensive linemen are built to run the ball. They're not really built. They can pass block, but they're not built primarily, exclusively to be backing up in pass protection. Hey, Mike, I see you. I mean, Stephen Chambers, OBJ signed with the Cowboys. I don't know. I really don't care if he does or don't. I don't want him, Stephen. I just leave that alone. But anyway, we're supposed to um, go forward with our linemen, not pass blocking primarily. And the reason why I'm saying that is because their identity is slowly but surely changing, at least in my view. Well, let me put it this way. And you're fooled by the stats. The Cowboys have a great way of fooling you by the stats over the years. Like when you look at the stats from Jacksonville game, we ran the ball a whole lot. We did. When you look at when you look at the number one offenses from the previous years, you'll look at the stats and say, we number one offense in the league, and you'll say, like, we did run the ball. Zeke Elliott did get 1,000 yards last year, and we got that. But see, in that is where when you really peel it off and start looking deep, you'll find out that situational football is where we are ridiculous in. And when I say situational football, I'm talking the play calls. Like when you're supposed to run. Quit trying to be the smartest man in the room. Good God, it's 3rd and inches. It's 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and 1. Why you gotta line them shotgun? I'm serious. It's 4th and inches. Why? It's situational football. It's 4th and 1 from your 20-yard line. Your 20. Why are we going for it? Situational. I'm serious. Just situational type football that is really messing us up. Even though we got the stats. You see what I'm saying? It's situational football where we ain't really good at. The Cowboys they make you scratch your head like, why you do that? Why you do that? Why you do that? This is where we are. This is where we're lacking a little bit. So we need to reestablish. And the reason why I'm saying it because I don't know if we really know who we want to be. See, I don't have to question that with Kellen Moore. I know he don't. I know what he want to be. And that's a passing offensive coordinator. He's allergic to the running game. Watch this. Even though the stats are there for running, he really don't want. I don't know how many times we got to see it. He just, and this is what I'm worried about going forward. See, we got to establish ourselves. When I look at this offensive line, especially as long as Tyron Smith is healthy, and I got Zach Martin right beside him at right guard, and I got Tyler Smith, and I got McGovern there. I know what I want to do with this offensive line. You see what I'm saying? These next few games, you got to go ahead and for whatever it's worth, whatever you got left, you got to get an identity. You got to get an identity. I ain't saying you can't pass the ball. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to become at least the best we can, a dominant this is what we need. We need to be a dominant offensive line for about the next 5 to 6 weeks. The only way you're going to do that unless you go forward. You got to let these guys hammer some guys. You got to do it. It'll open everything else up. If you want to pass it, fine. Play action be wide open. That's good. But you got to establish these guys. Therefore, the play calls have to be called that will establish them. Going backwards ain't going to establish them. Pass blocking all of it. It's just not. And the identity has changed a little bit because, as we all knew, that when Dak Prescott came back, we knew Kellen Moore's eyes were going to start getting big. We knew it. The game plan that was done for Cooper Rush was going to change, and it should change because you got a better quarterback. It should change, but not to the point where we just shotgun and trying to get Dak in rhythm. No, forget Dak. Forget Dak. Don't put Dak in no rhythm. Get this offensive line in rhythm. The game plan should be Dak Prescott throwing between 23 and 27 times a game. The number should be Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard getting almost 30 carries a game. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. Because this is how the team is built. Our best player is not Dak Prescott. I know y'all about ready to hang up on me now. Our best player, I see you, Jose, talking about Bland. I ain't talking about Bland yet, but you're right. Bland has been a good player for us. I'll give you that. Our best player is not Dak Prescott. On offense, it's not. It's not. I know y'all don't like it. It's just the truth. It's not. He's not our best player on offense. We heard Jerry Jones say at the beginning of the year, in the middle of the year, that this offense runs through Ezekiel Elliott. That's what he said now. That's what he said. In other words, the running game should lead the offense. That's what he said now. I ain't never heard him say this offense run through Dak Prescott. And it shouldn't. I know Dak is capable. I understand that. I'm just calling it like it is. The ball should be in the hands of your best players. And I ain't talking about no 14, 15 times carrying the ball. No, sir. No, ma'am. If we talking about going to a big place, Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, and this offensive line have got to go ahead and just flat out take over. We're going to win ball games there. I'm convinced of that. I've seen it. But we got to do it. We got to call the plays to do it. Got to be committed to it. You got to do it. This is where Kellen Moore come into play. I don't trust him. I don't trust him no type of way because I know what he's going to do. We got to reestablish ourselves. Let me go to another thing. This is really going to hurt y'all feelings. It's really going to hurt y'all feelings. And let me say this because see, y'all will take what I'm saying and think I'm wrong, or you think that I'm trying to knock somebody. I'm not. Let me go ahead and say this. Y'all listen to me. No knock against Ezekiel Elliott. No knock against him at all. No disrespect intended toward him. But Tony Pollard is a Pro Bowl running back. Ezekiel Elliott is not. No disrespect to him. Nobody ain't saying he can't run the ball no more. Nobody ain't saying he lost a step. Nobody ain't saying he can't run over you. Nobody ain't saying, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is just the flat out facts. Tony Pollard is your Pro Bowl running back. Ezekiel Elliott is not. Y'all figure the rest of that out. And I understand Ezekiel missed a couple games. I get it. But the eye test, the eye test ain't lying to y'all. Y'all see what's going on. This is what needs to be established in these next few games. That Tony Pollard is going to touch the ball a whole lot. I'm not saying Ezekiel Elliott don't supposed to touch it. I'm saying Tony Pollard is supposed to touch the ball a whole lot. As a coach, I don't care what sport you play, your job is to put the ball in the hands of your best players. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Pollard is one of our best players. Need I remind you that this was going on last year, and then when we got to the playoff game, Tony Pollard touched the ball 4 times in that playoff game against San Francisco. 4. The whole game. 4. I hope that Kellen Moore has learned his lesson. I don't know. I don't know. Number 3. So we get into this part here. Let me say this. Loyalty, which has been one of the silent killers of the Cowboys over the years. Loyalty cannot live in this locker room. I don't care. Loyal to somebody's contract. They getting paid this, so they have to play. No. We got to give Zeke the ball because he's a $90 million running back. No. Loyalty to a draft pick. Where he was picked in the 2nd or 3rd round, he has to play. No. You want to win? Put the best players on the field. Loyalty don't count now. Well, at least it shouldn't. If Tony Pollard is busting folks, give him the football. I'm not saying that Tony Pollard's supposed to get it 20 times and Zeke only supposed to get it 10 or 11. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that when you're getting to this point of the season and you're in the playoffs, the ball is you got to reestablish it because we starting to kind of shift a little bit now. And we're shifting in the wrong direction. You got to reestablish this thing offensively. This is what's going to have to help us. We got to do this to help us. Tomorrow, that's what we need to see. I don't care nothing about Ndamukong Suh. I don't care nothing about Fletcher Cox. And, I don't care nothing about who their linebackers are or whatever. It comes a point in a time where it's just simply time to get physical. Not finesse, physical. If you run the ball, you only get 2-3 yards, good. Stay committed to it. I don't want to see Dak Prescott throwing the ball 35 times tomorrow. Not that he can't. I just don't want to see it. It's time it's December, y'all. It's physical, smash mouth football time. All this little pretty stuff. Look. Because see, you're going to have to go on the road in the playoffs. The way that it's set up now, whoever the NFC South representative is, everybody thinking it's going to be Tampa. They think Brady just going to pull it out, and he just might do that. But if it is Brady, guess what? You're going on the road. You're going to see Tampa. They're physical. They have a physical coach. They have a physical defensive-minded coach. Okay? If it's San Francisco that we got to go see, well, y'all already know what time that's gonna be. That's about as physical as you gonna get. See what I'm saying? If even let's just say Tampa don't win it, if it's Carolina, they're physical. I know y'all don't watch Carolina. I'm telling you, they're physical. If it's Atlanta's more finesse, but we got to go on the road to go see them. See what I'm saying? So we got to establish ourselves as somewhat, at least in some areas, as dominant. Not good. I'm talking about dominant. And we have the roster. We got the talent to be dominant. You got to do it tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. Therefore, the game is majorly important. We need to send a message to Philadelphia. I see, once we get through with the first round, the second round, you're probably going to see Philly. They need to understand, we're going to hit y'all dead in y'all mouth, in your house. It need to be understood. It needs, y'all, and see, some of y'all looking like, oh, where the game is like, look, this is a man-on-man game tomorrow. So, Fletcher Cox need to know that Zach Martin is going to move you as a one-on-one matchup. Brandon Graham need to know that Tyron Smith ain't going to let you get by him. Y'all see what I'm saying? And Dominican Sue. And Dominican Sue need to understand that whether it's by combo block or whether it's single up, Biotish and McGovern gonna hit you in your mouth. Do y'all see what I'm talking about? Look, this is pride. It's a pride game. Somebody need to understand we're gonna hit you in your mouth. Defensively, tomorrow, I got a feeling that Minshew can throw the ball. I'm just calling like it is. Minshew ain't no trash at all. I believe there ain't gonna be too much of a change in their offense other than him running. Jalen Hurts runs the ball. Minshew not gonna do that, but Minshew can throw it. And then the running game they have, I believe they gonna run. They gonna run the ball. Somebody need to. I don't know if we capable of doing it or what, but somebody on this on this defense need to stop the run tomorrow. Somebody need to be ticked off. I mean, everybody talking like we can't stop a nosebleed, and the stats say we can't stop it, but somebody need to do it tomorrow. They got a good line. Their whole line is playing tomorrow. They need to understand. Look, they need to understand that it's not going to be easy. They really do. They need to understand that it's not going to be easy tomorrow. So buckle up your chin strap and let's go. Now, we got question marks. What's going to be interesting is two things for me. I'm not worried about Diggs. Diggs is probably going to go get A.J. Brown tomorrow. If A.J. beat Diggs, then so be it. I really is going to be between, Devontae Smith and whoever that tight end is tomorrow. I think Goddard is back. So that's who I think is where the real problem might be, if there is a problem, because I'm interested to see how Dan Quinn would start off with the cornerback position, the number 2 cornerback. I don't think it's going to be Boss Man. I don't. They activated the 2 cornerbacks that we got. I would assume that they're going to have a role tomorrow. They got to find it. So the only way you're going to find out about these guys, you got to play them. Mullen and the other guy. They activated them out of the practice squad. I believe it was today or yesterday, one or the other. They got to let them play. And we do need to find a cornerback that's going to make a play. Kelvin Joseph didn't make one play. One. I don't remember. I've seen him give up a whole lot of plays, but he didn't make no plays. Coach says, hey, Coach said another key Parsons has to be a bigger impact player on all defensive plays, not just edge rusher. He has to impact linebacker also. And I think that goes back to the scheme. You're right, Coach. I think that has to do with the scheme, however, Dan Quinn. Remember how Parsons used to play? They used to line him up everywhere. You didn't know where he was lining up. Linebacker, edge, rush up the middle, rush on the side. You didn't know where that's where we started off. When we got Anthony Barr, they got real single-minded and said, okay, we got a good linebacker there. Okay, Parsons, you go on the edge. That's it. Bam. Go on the edge. We got a good linebacker. We got a linebacker that's pretty decent here. Okay, you just go to the edge. That took away everything. So then they started scheming and running straight at him. So I agree with you, Coach. But that has to do with Dan Quinn. Parsons gonna be an impact wherever you go, whether that's they double teaming him or they're supposed to open things up. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Dan, at least from what Coach Marv was just talking about, it's gonna be interesting to see how they will line him up. I think so. And he does. It's time for him to take over. This is the time, just bottom line. Big time players make big time plays in the biggest moments. This is almost the moment time now. You want to be known as a dominant football player, you got to do it when it really counts. This is just about his time now. Since everybody believe he the man. Everybody say he's second coming of Lawrence Taylor and all that kind of stuff. LT did it in the biggest moments. Dan Quinn has to get him right. That second cornerback position, though, is going to be a big one. That's going to be a real big one. And we don't have too much time. You ain't gonna find out. Everything you need to know. You see what I'm saying? And the only way you're gonna get to do it unless they play. But let me say this: we need to go and find out who we want to play there and go and lock in, because experimenting, we ain't got time for experimenting. We don't have time for that. We need to go on, lock them in, and let the person play, and let the person make the mistakes. Let the person either make some great plays or we need to find out. We ain't got time to be switching in and out. Well, you got this series, and you got this series. And boss man, you get this series. Then Sean, you get this series. No, we ain't got time for all that. Lock in on somebody, let them play. Seriously. We got to find out, because it's almost time. You're going to I tell you what, this is a good team to get tested on. Because they daily from three, from all, they wide receiver core is pretty good, including the slot guy. This is where we find out. Now, somebody mentioned Bland earlier. Now, from what I've seen, and this is what I've seen, Bland is a better inside cornerback. I ain't saying he can't play outside. I'm just, he's also an excellent tackler. He also blitzes. He's better inside. That's where all his interceptions really coming from. He's excellent inside. I don't know how I'm not saying he can't play outside. I don't know. But let me ask you this: for those that want Bland to play outside, okay, if you do that, who's your inside cornerback? Oh, I get what you're saying. Most of y'all probably saying, okay, when we run a nickel or run a dime, Bland go back to the inside. But who you gonna have outside? Because that's where the ball going. If it's boss man, do you really want boss man to be out there on the island again? We already know how that's gonna turn out. See that if boss man is on the field, that's where I'm going with football. So it really ain't about Bland. That's what they were doing last couple of weeks. Wherever boss man was, they were going straight at him. And boss man didn't make a play. He just didn't. So that's I hope that the guys that are getting ready to play tomorrow, I hope that they can make some type of plays tomorrow. That will give confidence back. It's about who's that number 2 cornerback, and can we finally somewhat stop the run? Can we beat a opportunistic defense, just in case we're not stopping the run, but in situations, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, can we make a stop? Yeah, give us the ball back. Can we be an opportunistic type defense if we can't be dominant in the run? Can we be opportunistic? Can we get the turnovers going back again? Merry Christmas. What's up, Shane? These are my questions that I got. What's up, Smoke? I see you, Miss Smith. Thanks for y'all popping in on me. This is what we got to have. So really, to me, one more thing. If I want to go switch back to the offense, they started it, but they, you saw it, but it can even be more, and that is passing the ball to the running backs out the backfield, primarily Pollard. Can we make that more. Can we make that more than just a check down? Can I get Pollard? Because Pollard can do this. Can I get Pollard? Even though I don't see it in the playbook, I'm just saying, if you did him like this, he'd be so effective. Can we, for those that are old enough to remember, can we treat Pollard slightly like Marshall Faulk used to get them plays? Oh, you ain't got to go back to Marshall Faulk. Can we get Pollard to get the kind of plays that Dalvin Cook from Minnesota gets in the passing game? You see what I'm saying? Highly effective. Can we start that? If we're gonna pass it, some of this stuff ain't got to go all the way down the field. You get Pollard on a linebacker, open space, he gonna get loose. Throw it to Zeke too. Can we incorporate that other than just being the fourth option? See, I mean, can we get some Texas routes going? Just in case y'all know their running back is in the backfield. Let's just say in the shotgun with Dak. You got Pollard right or left side. He goes outside the tight end or the tackle, whichever side it is. And he runs kind of like a run out, then cut back in right across the middle. It's kind of like look like a V, a upside down V. Y'all know what I'm saying. That's a Texas route. I mean, that's dominant type stuff. Y'all ain't seen the screen pass on the while, haven't you? No. We when the last time y'all seen that world famous screen play that we ain't done in a long time? Can you imagine Pollard with that? See what I'm saying? Little simple stuff. Y'all want to get Dak in rhythm? There you go. I understand T.Y. Hilton's supposed to be playing. Listen, we ain't got to force nothing. If it ain't there, it ain't there. We ain't got to try to look. Forget the loyalty. You understand? Forget the loyalty. Look, Dak Prescott, let me tell y'all something. Dak Prescott, when you go to watch his old Mississippi State tapes, Dak Prescott was obviously a running quarterback. But here was his passing plays. Let me see. Coach Marv, you right there already on me. Here I come. I was just about to say it. When he was at Mississippi State, he passed the ball primarily as tight ends. That's it. That's where he gets his rhythm from. Because usually them guys are open. His confidence grows. Oh yeah, Schultz, every time Schultz get it, one-on-one, Schultz catch the ball. When he throw it to Ferguson gets it. Hit a shot. It's been open. I mean, line that up. Everything else gonna crank up after that. You see what I'm saying? This is how you get him in a nice nice little rhythm. Dak ain't got to throw it downfield. I've always said Dak from 0 to 12 to 13 yards, Dak will carve you up. He will. I've seen it. This is what he can do for you. Get the ball to the running backs, pass the ball tight. CD gonna get his. I mean, CD gonna get his. Everybody talking about let's get Gallup in the game. Man, forget these wide receivers. I'm sorry. Unless they open. I mean, good Lord. And you're going against two real good cornerbacks tomorrow. Don't try to force nothing. What's up, Jameson? I see you. Don't try to force nothing. They linebackers ain't great. God bless you, Jameson. I say you just say you got your dialysis. Hey, everybody whisper a word of prayer for Jameson here. Praying for you, man. We ain't got to force feed this thing. We ain't scared of Clay and Slay, and Granberry. We ain't scared of them by no means. We know about Granberry. He was a Giants. We beat his brains out all the time. Slay was at Detroit. Nobody ain't scared of them too. Get your quarterback in a rhythm by doing the things that he does best. Not hard. It's really a physical game tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And if we come out here with all this finesse mess, I'm gonna be really upset. I ain't got time for these trying to outsmart. Sometimes it really is about, hey, I'm lining up right here. You're lining up right across from me. I am going to move you against your will, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to hit you in your mouth. Sometimes it's football. Football like this sometimes. It ain't pretty. We don't need to be pretty. We don't need to be finesse. We need to punish folks. It's time now. I'm serious. It's time. What you think? Look, I don't mean to move forward, but what you think next week game gonna be like? It's against Tennessee. I don't care what their record is. You already know it's gonna be a physical game. Tennessee gonna play the best game of the year next week. They've been losing. Now so here come Cowboys. They're gonna be like a Super Bowl game. What you think the game gonna be like? It's gonna be physical. See what I'm saying? You got to establish your dominance now. What you think the Washington game gonna be like? Physical. They run the ball just like we supposed to. It's gonna be look who the coach is, Ron Rivera. Come on, it's physical smash mouth football time. The Madden 23 pinball machine offense is not needed primarily right now. You can mix it in, but it's time to hit people now. I'm sorry, y'all. It's time. Now, you know, look, my opinion is not 100% gold, but that's the way I feel about it. Tomorrow is a big game for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry about that, James. It's about smacking somebody in their mouth. It really is. You know, scheme. You want to talk scheme? You know, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. We can talk scheme. We can talk scheme. You know, that's Kellen Moore category. Kellen Moore, your scheme is run football tomorrow. Give your Pro Bowl running back. Give him the ball. Give Ezekiel Elliott the ball. That's your scheme. Give them the ball. Establish them. Establish them. Establish them. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Been on long enough. Y'all come on, talk to me. Don't get y'all line open. Hope my Christmas Eve ain't ruined tomorrow. Well, it won't be ruined anyway, but I ain't gonna let the Cowboys do it to me. I'm not gonna let them do it to me. Y'all go ahead and want to call in, it's open for you right now. If not, I'll say one last thing, then I'm done for the night. Call in line is open 901 654. I'm waiting to the tickers. I don't remember the number. 901 654. Here you go. 6853. There you go. 901 654. There it is.
Call from
Coach Mark.
Hey, Coach.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
There he is. Ladies and gentlemen,
What's going on,
he
Big
is.
Joe?
He is. The one and only. Coach Marv is in the building. What's up, Coach? Talk to us. Let's see what's going on. See if you thinking what I'm thinking.
Well, yeah, you know something, Big Show. I'm right on point with you, man. That to add a physical presence to this offense, and that's the for the team to be involved and to make Dak better, as well as the rest of his team better. And I want to say this, man. When you get to this point of the season, and I want people to think, and I've been trying to push this, or I've been hearing this narrative all over about the receivers We finally, as an organization and a fan base, we're still talking about Cooper, and we're talking about, the cornerback too, and these things. But as an offense, where are we lacking since Cooper left? We still, on the games that we lose, we still hitting 30 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the offense, and with the defense, there's some things we need to unpack with that. But from this team for these next 3 games, and where I'm concerned more about is that I feel that we have the talent to, as much as talent as anybody in the NFL, to win. Our Pro Bowl selections, the Pro Bowl has had some drop off, but our Pro Bowl selection says that, hey man, we have a vast amount of talent, and for that to win. But what we have to improve on is, and this is where I want our fans to understand, when I say about the mental capacity, and that's the mental capacity from our players all the way through our coaching staff. And that means that we have to be mentally prepared to be able to focus in, cut distractions off, learn how to live with success, not let success get us too far gone, and to lock in. Mm-hmm. See, we have a problem with success and not only just winning games, we have a problem with success when it gets to a point in the middle of the game. If we looked at the game, when I went back and looked at the television broadcast, when we got up, you could see as they shot sides to our sideline, where we almost had, hey, this is gonna be a breeze. Mm-hmm. The mental capacity of going into the playoffs last year wasn't the talent base. You cannot mental capacity go into a game and give up 14 penalties. Exactly. You cannot go in a game and have 7 to 8 pre-snap penalties in a playoff game. You cannot go as a coaching staff in the last part of the game, which all these playoff games are possibly going to be close and come down to a last possession and not be blowout. You can't give up possession at the end of the game and put yourself in a bad situation about bad play calling, bad field position. You cannot go for it on your side of 50 because you think you're being aggressive and give up 3 points if a team stops you and get a first down and a half and kick a field goal.
Exactly.
You cannot get late in the game and not close out a game because you give teams timeouts, or you don't call timeout and you let the clock run out in the halftime and you're not able to get a field goal up. Yeah. You cannot have missed blocks with the things that we don't see because they don't focus in on them. We can't have guys out there running bad patterns or tight ends just getting blown up in a crucial run play, but you make the block 2 other times, but on that third down play, you get blown up and you just start shaking your head because you're not mentally prepared to do your job every play. Yeah. This is where the Cowboys, with the talent, the mental capacity, the head of getting focused on as players and as coaches, because these games from now on, as you just illustrated, starting tomorrow in Tennessee, as a rivalry game for a team trying to get in the playoffs as the Washington team, and going into this playoff, there's no more blowouts. No. So all these games gonna come down to who makes the who's locked in and focused all the way through the 53 and into the coaches, that we do not do things that's gonna give us 7 points, that's gonna give us a deficit or cost us something. Because guys are gonna drop passes.
Yeah,
you're gonna have guys that drop passes. You're gonna have guys who are gonna get beat in coverage.
Yeah.
But you can't beat yourself in the mental capacity of plays that you should make, blocks that you should make, defense not being not setting the edge, guys diving inside, not playing your assignment and doing the things as a unit, that is where our Cowboys suffer in these big games, and the coaching staff with their erratic play calls.
Exactly.
These are the things that I want to see if we could get mentally focused and handle success. See, let's say we go out and we blow Philadelphia out. Then there's another test coming up next week on Thursday night. Are we going to have the mental capacity to come right back in that game, maybe not blow the Titans out, but play a very clean, disciplined game and come out with a victory on the road?
Well, I tell you,
or are we going to blow Philadelphia out or win the Philadelphia game and come out next Thursday
flat
with all pumped up and do the stupidest things we can do as a team and say, oh, well, we know we got to get it back together.
Yeah.
Mental capacity promotes consistency.
Yeah.
Mental capacity promotes consistency. People that are focused and on task are the most consistent people in life.
Yeah.
And this is a problem of our team, of the inconsistent play. And then when we talk about our coaches, the inconsistency in our offensive play call. Yeah. Because that's a mental thing. I need this coaching staff to be mentally locked in about what they want to do, what's working, and to say, we're going to impose our will. We're going to make what we do work, and we're going to trust the strength of our team, and we're going to instill that, and we're going to go, if we go down, we're going to go down for what we believe in, what we do good. We do good.
I'll do it our way. Exactly.
That's right. So this is where the championship teams are built. And that's what I mean when I talk about the mental capacity, because I'm not worried about the talent. The talent is there.
Yeah.
Can we focus in? And there's another comment I made about the defense. When I say I need Michael Parsons to be a bigger impact on all, and I'm going to say again, on all defensive plays. Because when you earmark him at defensive end, he's important, he's an impact, or he can be an impact player maybe on 20% of the plays. Yeah. Because what you'll do as an offense, if you run away from him, he's not an impact. If you double team him or throw a short pass, he's not an impact.
Yeah. I
need him not just to be just an edge rusher. I need him to impact the game from the second level as well as the front line level, because that is what makes him what he is and makes him unique as a football player. If we consider him an edge rusher, he is not the most unique edge rusher in the National Football League. That goes to the Bosa's of the world, because that's their forte. Yeah. But Michael Parsons, being a dominant force and an impact player in the run game, being an impact player in the passing game, being an impact player on maybe one wheel right that he knocks the ball down, maybe being two plays, maybe one play that he knocks the ball down in the middle of the field from a running back, maybe 3 or 4 plays where he cuts through and catch the sweep from inside out and make a play for a loss. And then whether it's getting on the outside and maybe giving you 2 sacks and some hurry. Mm-hmm. Now he's impacting the game in so many areas that he makes the offense fearful. Yep. But just as a pass rusher, if I go short game and get the ball out of our hands, we go RPOs. Now he's a guy that's setting the edge. Now he's a guy that they're reading off, and he's not gonna make the play because if he comes at the quarterback, we give the ball to the running back. If he go to the running back, the quarterback keeps the ball. Now he's not an impact player. Now you have turned him into a role player.
Exactly.
And I don't want him to be a role player. I want him to be an impact player, and I want you to put him in places where he can be an impact on not just 20% of the plays. I want him to be an impact on 60 to 70 plays where you have to, every play, you have to really find him and not let him blow the play up, because now we got enough good defensive guys for them to be successful.
Yeah.
Last comment. comment I made about the tight end. If we look at our offense this year, people, and I just ask the people out there, every time we have thrown the ball to our other tight ends, it has been a big play.
Yep. He has tremendous confidence throwing the tight end. Ain't no doubt about that.
Every time we throw the very few times we threw the ball to Ferguson, the few times we throw the ball to Hendershot, there has been big plays.
Yeah.
Because the second tight end is the hardest guy to cover in a defense. When you have tight ends and running backs catching the ball, you give them the least amount of coverage. And if they're athletic and run good patterns, they when they do catch the ball, it will be big plays.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to. I'm not saying to go and flood them with 100 plays, but I need those tight ends to make a 2 to 3 impact plays a game. And if they do that, you're going to see eventually the CeeDee Lamb, the Michael Gallup, even the T.Y. Hilton get space to make big plays. I want to set the table with a physical presence with running the ball to allow CeeDee Lamb to make the plays I know he can make, which are big plays.
Mm-hmm.
So it all goes down to being mentally focused on about what you do well, and not only the coaching staff. They have to instill that mental state of mind of this is who we are to the players, and then they know that when those numbers are called, when you do run that running play and it only gets 1 yard, you know who made the mistake, and the mental capacity comes over and say, for all 11 guys, this is what we do, and I have to go out there and perform my job to the best every single play. Because if we get to that point mentally, coaches as well as players, people will be standing in February with a 6th championship, because it's not going to be no blowout games from now on to Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It's going to be knocked down, drag out. There's going to be some plays that's going to get made on us. We're going to have some interceptions. We're going to have some guys make some plays on us.
Yeah.
But the mental capacity of the teams that make the less mental mistakes usually are the teams that are standing at the end with the Lombardi Trophy saying that they're Super Bowl champions. We have the talent, people. I want to see this team that blot out all with the front office with all distractions, blot out all with people talking about this guy ain't that, this guy ain't this guy ain't that.
Yeah.
Focus in, become a unit of 53 strong, and play football. And when you make a mistake, I want to see us get back the next series and get right back on rhythm, because we're gonna have some hiccups.
No question.
But this is where I want to see our team grow.
Let me ask you this, Coach. Since I know you and spoke the whole word, which is perfect. But let me ask you this. How much, since we both saying what we want to see, how much do you want to see? Because, see, there are certain things that you can do to kind of force physicalness, if I could say that, which leads me to this question. How much do you want to see 12 and 13 personnel?
12 and 13 personnel, it goes back to what I was saying about throwing to the other tight end. 12 and 13 personnel is it starts out good, but then it starts giving you problems if you're not going to use the second and third tight end in the passing game. If you refuse to use them in the passing game, you almost earmark that this is running the football.
Yeah.
But if you use those guys and they make the 2 to 3 big plays, like I said, per game, now the 12 and 13 personnel makes you a dominant team, because now you got to decide. If I'm going to come up close to the line of scrimmage, or do I have to give that guy some room, because I just can't just say we're going to attack him physically in the run game and try to beat the block, and he gets off, or he fakes the block and he gets out there in the pattern, and now it hurts us.
Exactly.
It's only going to work if you use it, not just Schultz, and listen, Schultz too, but if you utilize the other tight end in the 12 and 13 personnel, you're going to be a more effective, the personnel package would be more effective. Just like you said about the pass to the running back. If you're not going to use the running back in real routes, in flares where we get, and that's what they did early in this game, last game, which I love. But you did go to that when you did go to those plays when you needed to get 3 to 4 yards, when you needed to get a first down. Those are the plays you go back to. See, that's the mental capacity that I'm afraid if we allow this coordinator to take the game over. Big Show, the first time I ever started talking on the YouTube channel with Boss Cowboy Sports, he brought me on there and I was with my cell phone trying to hold the cell phone, and we were talking about the running game. And the first thing that I said to OC, when we were, and OC is counterpart. Yeah. The first thing that I said was I was concerned, and this was last year, concerned was our offensive coordinator old enough and experienced enough to know how to control the tempo and to control a football game. Yeah. And we are 2 years in, and we're finding that when teams lose big leads, or when we get bogged down, we're not learning how to control games with the material that we have and make the defense break to a point where we can do just about what we want to do. But as soon as you start and make you start adjusting, and when you adjusted, we go right back to our old plays and say, you can't stop our backs out the backfield. You can't stop our running game. You can't stop if we want to run a slant. You can't stop these things. And that frustrates defenses, and then you see them crumble, and then we do whatever we want. Yeah. But he doesn't know how to control the game because he's too busy flipping through the pages of his playbook to find out, like he's flipping through like they flip in a Madden game. When they start click, 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 and he said, damn, oh, that looks good, bam, I run this. Oh, this looks good, bam, if I run this. Oh, we hadn't ran this all day, bam, let's do this. Yeah. And he gets us out of a flow. And when he gets us out of a flow, we get out of rhythm. And then what we end up doing is going 3 and out, turnover, because we try stuff that he's flipping through pages. And then we'll get a long drive again when he go back to what was working before, because the mental capacity of knowing how to control a game. This is again goes back to what I'm saying. I want to see us lock in as a coaching staff of what we do. I want to see us on defenses start to cut down our rotation. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And get locked in with a certain amount of guys. Yeah. And say, we're going to judge you play by play. And we want now no mental mistakes. And when they do, you got to come down on them like a ton of bricks, and you have to be almost a person that they dislike at this particular time to let them know that every play is important. If we do these things with all this young team and with all these distractions, if we can get mental capacity to become a consistent team in these next 3 weeks, Big Show, we unbeatable. Because talent is there. Yeah. So 12 personnel, 13 personnel will work. But you have weapons in it. If you don't utilize them, defenses will then find out. Because let's be honest with you. When you got the tight end personnel there, if I'm not afraid that you're going to pass the ball to your other tight end, as a defense coordinator, know what I'm going to do? I'm going to attack Dalton Schultz. Yeah. I'm going to attack him with a linebacker that's going to be physical and going to say, defeat that block.
Yeah,
and most likely you would disrupt the play.
Because he's finesse. I mean, he can block, but he kind of finesse to me.
Your next tight end come in, whoever is good. I'm going to say that they're not using a lot of these guys in the passing game. So when we go at them, be physical on this block, defeat this block, get them to come off the ball, get into their chest, play their hands, try to turn them. Yeah. But if they start using them in play action pass and you jump into them and you get gunned too far into the run game and the guy leaks out and catch a pass and make one big play, from then on, you set up the block for the tight end for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So that it's about being smart and coordinate your plays. I know that sounds crazy, but coordinate your plays. Use your talent and coordinate them to make the game easier. We're not asking them to run the football to say Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback.
No.
The object of the offensive coordinator is to make the game easier for your quarterback.
Yeah.
And when you have two great running backs, a great Hall of Fame line, three almost a line that can run block. You got excellent tight ends. You got a Pro Bowl wide receiver.
Yeah.
Why are we making the game so much on him and so hard? Yeah. And why are we worried about a third wide receiver?
Yeah, exactly. When you done put all these numbers up without a third wide receiver, it just don't make any sense.
So why are we thinking?
It don't make any sense. You know what?
It don't make any
sense. I know some of y'all. Y'all can call in, but I love Coach Marvin because he's brilliant. Whether you know it or not, great, smart man in football. But I really believe that we fell up on something. I hope y'all kind of hearing this. What coach is saying to make us incredibly dangerous. One of the ways you can do that is called kind of getting the best of both worlds. If you put the 12 or 13 personnel in, because what we have seen is they can block. Ferguson can block. Schultz can block. Hendershot does a good job blocking. Even Sean McEwen, he comes in. He blocks well. The running game is there. However, if you mix some of that stuff up with some little play action going, this offense will go completely crazy if you do that. Right now, we've gotten to that rhythm, as Coach just said. We've gotten to that rhythm when you bring them in and everybody know you're running. What happened when Dak pulled that thing out of play action? It's going to be wide open because everybody's going to be somebody. I mean, it's going to be, and it ain't got to necessarily go to CD. It don't have to go. It just don't. It can go straight to the tight end. They're going to kill them up the middle. This is simple football. Plus, you got the ability to run the ball with them 3 tight ends in or 2 tight ends. It's very simple. You got, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's not hard to figure out. Listen, you got Zach Martin as your right guard. You got Tyron Smith as your right tackle. What happened when you put the 2 tight ends beside them? Good God. I mean, hello. You are going to knock folks' heads off. It's not hard. It's not hard at all. I don't understand why we don't run the 12, 13 personnel. I mean, I know we got to give them good looks, but I'm saying, look, this is a go-to type of formation that I don't think nobody can stop. I just don't think so.
I want to say one other thing, Big Show. One other thing. And this is about your star players. When you get in moments like we got in this last game, right?
Yeah. They got to step up.
You put the emphasis. It's not even about they have gotten to a point where you have went so long but not putting the emphasis on them and going to other people that you almost take the dog out of them. Yeah. But you put the emphasis on them. A CeeDee Lamb and say, it's 3rd down and 9. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to run this play for you. We're going to find our best play to get you open, and we're going to get you the ball. And now the emphasis on him, and he knows that that's coming to him.
Yeah.
you will see the dog come out of him to get where he needs to go and make the play. You can't do that with role players. When you do that with role players, two things happen. One, they're not the top guys, and you may have a hiccup there. Two, you take the dog out of your dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when it's crucial, Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, we're going to win imposing our will with these guys.
Yeah.
And we're going to tell them as a coaching staff, if I was a coach, I'm going to tell them, you got to make the play. Or we don't win. That's why we pay you the buck. That's why your name of the star is head on the marquee. Yeah. And I guarantee we got the guys that would do it, but so often the mental capacity of our offensive coordinator thinks that the Jimmy's don't have to make the play. I can go to the Joes.
Yeah.
And think he's outsmarting people, and what he does is outsmart himself.
Yeah.
The same thing with defense.
Yeah.
I got to have Michael Parsons. He's the marquee guy. I got to have him in every play when it's crucial for us to make a play, and I got to move him around so he got more chances to make a play.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all appreciate what you've been hearing. This is football calculus that y'all getting. This is beautiful. Listen, I judge by. Let me ask Coach, because Coach is a coach. I know a little bit about football, don't I?
Yeah, you right on point.
I appreciate you, Coach. Let me
Man, look what they show. You've been the only person that, and there's been other people, but from day one, you've been on this offensive coordinator.
Ain't no doubt.
And the reason why is because he hasn't learned how to be an effective coach.
No,
but if this shit goes down, I'm going to tell you, if the head coach allows this shit to go down, I don't care what powers are over him.
Yeah.
If he allows this, as he knows he's been in football a long time, and he knows the talent he has on the team.
Yeah.
And if he lets it go down, those opportunities don't come back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He deserves to be fired.
Yeah. The seat will get, look, ladies and gentlemen, look, the coach is already on. I told y'all this the other day. If the Cowboys lose tomorrow against a backup quarterback, they beat our backup quarterback, well, I'm like, we supposed to beat theirs. I don't care nothing about Philly. Let me tell you something. If they don't beat them tomorrow, the seat of Mike McCarthy had just turned up about 25 notches. It's really finna get hot. I'm going to tell y'all that right. If it ain't already hot, I'm telling y'all, this was getting ready to go down. They got to win tomorrow. It's just the bottom line, man. You got to get physical.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you, man. I
appreciate it, man. I appreciate you, Big Show.
All right, now we'll catch it. Hang on, Coach. You might have to call back in a minute. You just never know. All right, man.
All right, now.
Let me tell y'all this, and really, this is what I was going to close with, but I think this is the perfect time to say it. Coach had already beat me to the punch by talking. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, we got 7 Pro Bowl players. Hello. I don't care nothing about it because it's a fan vote, and the peers, I believe the peers voted them in this year too, as well. Let me tell you something. When you got that many Pro Bowl players, it's time for them to step up. I'm sorry. Let's go down the list. Offensively, I ain't worried about Zach Martin. Zach Martin gonna be Zach Martin. I know what he gonna do. That's a Pro Bowl player. Tony Pollard been doing it all year. However, his is a little tricky because his output is in the hands of Kellen Moore. And I'm going to remind y'all one more time because I'm still shocked from last year. When he was healthy and everybody knew, they said it in before last year's playoff game, we need to get the ball in the hands of Tony Pollard. He only got it 4 times in the playoff game. That's Kellen Moore. So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of tricky. I don't know what Kellen Moore gonna do. I'm sorry. He done took all my hope, not my hope. He done took all my confidence away in him. I don't know what he gonna do. See that's why I'm that's Tony. The other Pro Bowl player is let me see, is Zach Pollard. Who's my other Pro Bowl player on offense? Is that it? Zach and Martin, Zach and Pollard. Let me think real quick. Tyron, no. Biotis, no. McGovern, no. Tyler Smith, no. Schultz, no. Dak, no. Zeke Elliott, no. Okay. All right. That's it. That's there for that. Turpin, who I feel is going to bust a couple before this is all said and done. I just feel like he is. He's getting so close. He's dangerous. But that's all dependent upon how well our defense plays. If we get 3 and outs and they're kicking from their 30, you increase the chance for Turpin to get the ball. All kickers kick the ball through the end zone now. So it's the chances of him really getting a return, from the kickoff coverage is, probably it ain't too high. Punting the ball, however, that's where he can go ahead and rip this thing open. I'm expecting him. I ain't really putting it on him. Defensively, Diggs, Parsons. I gotta have it. I'm sorry. And Diggs won't get too many opportunities because they're not gonna go his way. Parsons, I gotta have it now. He is the game wrecker. We ain't questioning that. We know. I need him to wreck some games up now. It's time. D-Law, Pro Bowl this year. Listen, D-Law has been excellent this year. He's been excellent. It ain't showing up in the sacks per se, or like not a double-digit sack year. We ain't talking about that. His impact on the game in the run game has been flat out dominant this year. I need him to crank it up. I'm missing a player. Who am I missing? We got 7. Let me see. I'm missing somebody. Zach Martin. Who am I missing? Zach Martin, Tony Pollard, Turpin, Diggs, Parsons, D-Law. I'm missing somebody. Who am I missing that made the Pro Bowl this year? Y'all help me. I tell you, had this in my head. I'm missing somebody. Who I miss, y'all? Somebody help me out. I missed somebody. But anyway. Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. My guy on here. Listen, I am on a show tomorrow morning at 9:30 with this gentleman right here. We call him Jake the Snake. He has the Snake Sports Podcast tomorrow. No, Donovan Wilson did not make the Pro Bowl. Donovan Bryan did not make the Pro Bowl this year. He should have, but he didn't. I'm missing somebody. But anyway, Jake, I will be with Jake on tomorrow. This gentleman that you see right here. Tomorrow morning, I'll share it. Oh, Wilson as an alternate. Okay. Well, Donovan gonna do what he gotta do. I ain't worried about him. He's a missile. That's who I need. Jake, I will be with Jake tomorrow morning, y'all. Oh, exactly, Kermit. Exactly. How could I forget CD Lamb? That's who I'm missing. It was CD Lamb. Well, that's definitely another one. Since we like to throw the ball all the time, I think CD has shut down this talk about being a number 1 receiver. You got to give CD major league credit. Listen to this, y'all. He had 1,000 yards last year, but that was with Cooper and Gallup and Cedric Wilson. Who he got this year? Hello. Who does CD have this year? Because Michael Gallup ain't Michael Gallup, really. Matter of fact, he ain't getting the ball a lot. Okay. So it ain't him. Noah Brown is, that ain't. Come on, y'all. So that means CD has already eclipsed the yardage, I believe, where he's almost at the yardage where he was last year. That's with Gallup and Cooper there. CD getting all the double teams, and he putting up these numbers and still got 3 games left. Oh, yeah, y'all got to shut that CD mess talk down. He is a number 1 receiver. No doubt about it. But guess what? It's money time now. He got to step up too. You want it? We got all these Pro Bowl players. I got to see, look, and it don't start in playoffs. Guess what? Starts tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. I'll be with Snake again tomorrow. So I put it on Jake the Snake, brilliant podcaster. They know everything from football to golf and everything in between. That's how bad he is. You're going to get to hear him tomorrow. If y'all come hang with me, I'll share it on my pages as well. But come hang with me tomorrow morning. I will be with the Snake. I'm his special guest. I don't know why he want to bring me on, but anyway. He bringing me on tomorrow morning on his show. I'll be his guest tomorrow, and we're going to chop it up and have a little fun tomorrow morning. So, but these players that y'all see right here, that Joe put out, Zach Martin, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Turpin, D. Law, Parsons, Diggs. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of Pro Bowl players. You gotta do it. You got to do it. Hey, Jake, if you on here and you got time real quick, call in on that call-in line that you see on the screen, and let's talk about your show tomorrow. I'll do a little plug in, set us up for tomorrow. Jake, if you watching, 901-654-6853. We'll close the show with you. 901-654-6853. Jake, call in real quick. Jake lives in Las Vegas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know the area code there. But Jake, if you there, call in real quick and let's talk about what in the world you got me on your show for tomorrow. And you know I'm going to come in dominating and acting the fools. And then I know you ain't a Cowboy fan. He's a sports guy. Jake is a Charger fan. So the tomorrow morning, I believe it's going to be 9:30 my time. 9:30 my time, Joe. 7 something in the morning his time. I don't know why Jake must, you be going to bed now and get ready. Brian, let me be fair to the defense here. You say defense needs to go back to the shutdown like they were. Problem is, Brian, we ain't got the same players. That's what the problem is. Injuries. LVE, as much as we done talked about him, and most folks have done shot him down, he had a pretty decent year, y'all. He has. He was cranking it up a little bit, y'all. Anthony Brown is not there. We miss him now, don't we? Yeah. Anthony Brown is not there. Jordan Lewis is not there. Our defensive lineman, Bohanna's just not coming back. Hankins is gone. Not trying to make excuses, but it is what it is. Can't run the race without the horses. They got to find a way, though. They will get tested tomorrow. You heard Coach Marvin and myself talking about being physical. Trust me, the Eagles are going to run the ball tomorrow. So, you better get physical. I think Jake just came in and just spoke and got out of here. Exactly. Joe just said we're missing 5 starters on the defense. When you ain't got 11 positions, that's almost half your defense. So you're playing with backups. That's why I'm saying that, Brian, just because You know. Yeah, exactly. We out, yeah, they pick. We miss LVE now. We talk bad about Anthony Brown too. We wish we sure had him now, don't we? See what I'm saying? Be careful what you wish for. We beg for boss man fat to start. See how that turned out. See what I'm saying? So we gotta be careful with, it's gonna be interesting tomorrow, y'all. We got to establish if anything else, listen, we have to establish ourselves, and in a sense, you got to bring your identity back of what you're going to be. We don't have time for it's physical football time. Exactly, Brian. We have to put our foot down on what we're going. It's physical football time right now. It's December. It's cold. I understand tomorrow we playing in our dome. That ain't really how it go. It make no difference. It's physical time. People run the ball in December because the weather bakes it that way. We getting ready to go on the road for the playoffs. Whether it's Philly, whether the first game is Tampa, whether it's Carolina, whether it's Atlanta, or whether it's San Francisco, it's going to be one of them 4 teams. Only reason why I said Carolina and Atlanta, because they're only a game back in their division. That's it. Whatever team come out of there, if it's Tampa, it's Florida weather. You still got to run the football. If it's Carolina, it's going to be cold. You got to run the football. If it's Atlanta, it's another dome. You still got to run the football because that's the strength of your team. If we're fortunate enough to get past there, if you go to Philadelphia, you're going to have to run the football. It's cold. If you go to Frisco, it's going to be better weather, but you're going to have to run the football even against that monster of a defense because you can't sit back and let them guys tee off on your quarterback all day. You got to run. See what I'm saying? I don't care where you turn. If we go play Minnesota, guess what? In Minnesota, you're going to have to run the football. We might well go and crank this thing up. We got to crank it up now. I got a Pro Bowl running back, and it ain't Ezekiel Elliott. My Pro Bowl running back is Tony Pollard. It's a reason why he's a Pro Bowl player this year. Okay, give him the football. Well, we got to make sure Zeke out carries Tony Pollard because he's getting paid $90 million. Man, forget that. Forget that. $90 million don't mean absolutely nothing. Look, forget that. Forget that. Look. I don't care nothing about it. It's time for the big players. Ezekiel's a big player. I'm not saying he's supposed to get less carries than Pollard or however way you want to do it. It's simple football. So, for instance, real simple to me. What I've seen, and when we get inside the 5-yard line, Pollard can't run it up the gut. He gets stopped. Inside the 5-yard line, simple. Put that battering ram, Ezekiel Elliott, in there. You know what? I'm gonna say something. I'm through. Because the more I think about it, my stuff just flying in my head. Do y'all remember when, for those of us that are old enough, do you remember the latter stages of Jerome Bettis' career, the bus, as they called him? Y'all remember that? Do y'all remember at the end of his career, they didn't let him be the feature running back. But when he got inside the 5-yard line, there was no question who was getting the ball. Jerome Bettis almost had double-digit touchdowns for the year because he was getting 2-yard, 1-yard, 3-yard touchdowns. Hello. Ezekiel Elliott may not have 1,000 yards this year, but he sure can get double-digit touchdowns. if you run the see this is not hard to figure out. Why you gotta line up a shotgun? Why? You know, and if you're gonna run the shotgun and run it, then Dak Prescott becomes a factor. It's not hard. Where the zone read? Inside the 5-yard line for Dak. I mean, this is not hard. This is not hard. Forget Schultz. Forget the fade pattern, trying to get to CD or touchdown. Forget throwing it up to the Gallup. Forget all that. Well, he was 1-on-1. Man, it's first down and goal from the 2-yard line. Run the football, please. I don't care nothing. Look, it's smash mouth football time, please. Somebody need to get to Kellen Moore. Somebody need to talk to him. Cause I already know if it happened. I feel it in my bone. He ain't gonna do right, y'all. He just not. It's not in him. It's not. I hope I'm proven wrong. Trust me. I hope Kellen Moore proves me wrong. I hope he does. I'm praying he does. I hope so. I'm a Cowboy fan. He my offensive coordinator. I just hope. I hope.
Call from.
Who is this? Is this Coach again? This definitely is.
Yeah,
Come on, Coach.
I see you had a question about the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And why we not a shutdown defense than we were before. And I'm not going to even say it's about injuries. Now, and I'm not going to hop on LVE, and I do disagree that this has been his best year. It just shows how we take one game and we go crazy about it. Yeah. He had 14 tackles in the last game he played before he got hurt. The game before that, he had 1 tackle.
1 tackle, exactly.
So, and we were discussing all that time between that time and the guy, he got 14 tackles, that, hey, man, but
yeah,
I got confidence in these young linebackers that we just got to turn them loose.
Yeah.
And I just think the speed factor, and I think Barr could be in a situation, but I think he needs to be in a situation where you turn a clock, and there's a guy that I don't know if it's a knee or if it's some other problem.
Cox.
But you gotta get Jabril Cox on the field. And I'm just telling you, people, that the games I watch and the film that I watch on when he played, and the game that he played 3 or 4 games when they let the young linebackers come in, he flashes.
Speed.
It's now the time, right, that you allow him to come in and you allow him to use his speed and his tenacity to disrupt plays. And I don't think the linebacker core will be bad as long as you bring Parsons back there and you team them up with these guys and you just turn them loose and say, hey, I don't care about you being a read guy. I just want you to go. We got enough guys. If you go and guys do what they're supposed to do, what we have been hurting with defensively is 2 things. We have gotten very sloppy in doing the things, and you've been hearing this with them all the talking about doing their job, and them hearing. I go back to the word again, and Quinn keeps talking about it. The mental capacity of doing things the right way all the time and doing your assignments and trusting the guy beside you to do his. When we get all out of focus and we start seeing, if you're watching the game, this past game, we see Kurtz diving inside. Sam Williams, when he was out there, yes, he make a play, but diving inside on a couple of plays, and here it is, a 10-yard run because he just set the edge. A guy biting on a double move. These type things doesn't say that the athletic ability is not there, but we're not thinking as a unit and locking in and being aggressive and doing the right things all the time. This is why we see in our defense, be what we call sporadic and inconsistent during the game. They'll come out, they'll have a 3 and out. The next time they come out, team get 2 or 3 first downs. Because one, as I said about the rotations, it's good now, just like in basketball, you start to cut down your rotations when you start getting to this time of the year because you need the players that's locked in and doing the right things because you can't have guys losing focus on the sideline and you come in for your 2 or 3 plays and I should have stayed outside, but I'll get it right the next time.
Don't work like that.
Now is the time to say you don't get no next time.
No. Exactly.
That's it for you.
Yeah.
Now that tells everybody to say that when I do get on the field, I better do it right, or I may not get back down there again.
Yeah.
This is how you have to be with this young team to get them in focus. See, people think old coaches talking about old school. Nah, let me tell you something. Young people that don't know how to get to something great, and you're trying to build them into getting to do something great. You can't be nice and dandy with them because they'll lose focus in a minute and be all over the place, and you'll be getting fired.
Yeah, quickly. That's how you lose jobs.
And they'll be right there.
Yeah.
So you have to be somewhat of a guy that's at this time locking in, and there should be no more press conferences after a game saying, well, you know something, we gotta try to read our keys. We got to do our job. It's 14 games in. Yeah. We need to come back at the end of the game and say, they made more plays than us. Yes, we did. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect, but they just beat us because they were better than us.
Yeah.
But we can't beat ourselves because we don't do the things that we did. So this is why I'm looking for this game because they left the last Philadelphia game saying, oh, we're going to be ready the next time we see them. We're going to lock in on those type things. Because Philly is not going to beat you. Their offense is not going to beat you. Their running game is not a power running game.
No.
Their running game is what we call a perception and angles type game.
Yeah.
They depend on you not doing your job and getting sloppy in your technique, and they expose it when you don't do it.
Yeah.
So if you come in this game and be so sloppy, they will capitalize on your sloppiness. They're gonna do formations to try to out leverage you. They're gonna try to do formations. They're gonna run sweeps. They're gonna run all kind of motion to see if you're locked in to doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they feel that they can beat us physically.
No.
I think that they think they can beat us mentally
and schematically. Let me throw that one in.
That's so teams are not trying to when I look at teams when they run the ball against us, I'm not seeing where teams are just dominating us physically and just lining up with big power backs. You're starting to see what they're in the Jaguar game. Their receivers got about 60 yards in rushing on sweeps.
Yeah.
Teams are what they're doing is saying, okay, you got great defensive guys, but how disciplined how disciplined is your defensive guys to do what they need to do on every down, and can we expose them when they make the simple mistake or biting on a double move or jamming inside and we get a sweep in a crucial thing, play action pass, quarterbacks run the ball.
Yeah.
These are the type things that I want to see us lock in physically or mentally to get better. But I believe our linebacker, I'm not worried about the linebacker situation. People want to talk about LVE. Listen, tape don't lie. All year long, he's been serviceable, but he hasn't been an attack guy. Yes, he started to come on the game that he got hurt. The game before he got hurt and had a good game. But if you look at the tape before that, the game before that, he should have had a better game that game. Because the game before that, he had one tackle.
It's true.
So I need these linebackers for Quinn to turn them loose. And I believe, this is where I go back again, Big Show, I believe Michael Parsons being beside them on occasion will allow them to just say, I'm going.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I want, just like you say, Michael Parsons unlocked the defensive line to make them better.
Yeah.
I know I'm asking a lot from him, but for great, much is required. For greatness, much is required.
Yes, sir.
I need him to unlock the linebacker core on occasion as well. And then if I can get some plays, because I need some plays from the linebacker core to make this defense great. Because there has never been a defense in the history of defense, right?
Yeah.
That didn't have an impact play on linebacker.
No question. Gotta have it.
That's what I need. And kicking a pass, I need an interception, a tackle for loss, a big play. I'm not saying it all the time, but I need for them to gain confidence in making a big play. And I left one thing off of when I was talking earlier about the cornerback situation. Big Show, the cornerback two has already been set. Bland is starting the game when they're in their base package. Bland is playing the outside. He only moved in, and most teams, 80% of the time, they're in nickel. So when they went to nickel, that's where your third cornerback is going to be on the field between 60 to 70% of the time. So when they brought him in, they brought in Boss Man Fat to play outside, and he moved it inside.
Exactly.
The competition tomorrow will be probably
Mullen,
who can play the better nickel part, because you have to understand, Philadelphia attacks with their two wide out, not in the slot. Their slot person is okay, but they're not.
Yeah,
they don't consider him a danger.
Yeah, you talking about Watkins.
So you're probably gonna see. That's right. You're gonna see McKenzie get his chance to play in the nickel, and if McKenzie doesn't play well in the nickel, the next thing you're gonna see is Mullins move on the outside, and Bland comes back in the inside in nickel, and see if Mullins can play better on the outside, you probably gonna get a shot of Nashawn Wright, which his film shows when he did come in the game, he did do bad.
Yeah.
So, but this is what you're gonna do. But the reason why Boss Man Fat is having a problem, if you watch him on tape, I think he got 2 passes fouled against him last week, and those 2 were touchdowns, right?
Exactly.
But at cornerback position, people, if you ain't playing with no confidence, if you got a stare-eyed look in your face, and you're not playing with confidence,
you ain't gonna make it.
You like a fish out of water. Yep. So whoever plays that, I want to see them with some confidence. I'm not worried about the athletic ability. I want them to play with confidence, and if they play with confidence, then you will see this defense start to get better. Anthony Brown last year played with confidence. He played with some confidence this year.
Right.
He gave us some plays. But people, when you got another cornerback like Diggs on your side, the other cornerback gonna give us some plays, because he's gonna get the majority of the targets.
Exactly.
But I'm not worried about this. Don't give up big plays. Yeah. I'm not worried about the slant, the outs.
No.
This don't give up the big plays, and this defense will be better. But every time this defense has failed, we have given up big plays.
Gotcha. Coach, let me answer this last call on this other end.
All right, now we show.
Appreciate you. All right, I got a call in from a request from Dr. Jed on Podbean. You can call in. I got about 3 minutes left. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not, but Dr. Jed, go ahead and call in. There he is. I see him calling in. And what's up, Dr. Jed? What's going on? What's going on? Make your comment. I ain't got too much time. What's up? Oh, okay. Well, I don't even know. Yeah, maybe next year. Y'all gonna get better once y'all get another quarterback. Appreciate you, Jed. Thank you for that, man. Hopefully so. Appreciate you calling, man. Thank you for that. All right. That was a appreciate Dr. Jed calling in and say that he think the Cowboys gonna win. He's a Colts fan, but hey, he came in with the Cowboys pretty much. Say Coach Mar, Coach, you say somebody say you make a great coach for the Cowboys. Well, you know, a great coach sometimes it just keep it simple. What we've been saying is kind of common sense, simple things. So I don't know what the problem is, but ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were entertained. I hope you maybe start thinking a little bit differently in some areas, and hopefully you see what I see. Of course, my opinion is not the gold standard. It's just my opinion, you know. So I could have another podcast come up here and they'll say something totally different than I am. That doesn't mean that they are wrong. It's just that they see the game a little bit differently than what I do. They two things can be right at the same time. Some of y'all saying we should pass the ball. Some of us saying we should run the ball. Some of y'all saying we should run zone defense. Some of y'all saying we should stick to man to man. You see what I'm saying? It's just what it is, what it is. All right, we're done. Tomorrow, all talking ends. I believe I will be with West Coast tomorrow on his watch party show. I'll be with Snake. The Snake. I'm sorry, the prediction tomorrow. I think we're going to win 27-20. 27-20. See, one thing about the offense, we scoring. You see what I'm saying? I don't care what's going on. Whether we pass it, throw it, or whatever else. We scoring. So I don't think nothing going to change. Remember, we scored when Cooper Rush was the quarterback. Dak Prescott back there now. Things ought to be better. All right. Let's go ahead and leave out here. Appreciate you, Spoonie. You already know Joe. You already know Miss Smith and Podbean. There you go. You already. Hand clap emojis already going. I ain't got to ask for it. Y'all already know what time it is. Eddie Wood say it's going to be an overtime game. Whatever. Cowboys tomorrow. I think we're going to pull it off 27-20. Let's get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Damon, you already know what time it is. Everybody already. I ain't got to say nothing then. You know, other than saying, hey, Merry Christmas to everybody. I'll see you guys later, probably Monday. If you catch me tomorrow, I'll be on very early, about 9:30, with the Snake Sports podcast show, 9:30 Central Time. I'll be with him tomorrow morning. I share it on my page. And then I might be with West Coast tomorrow. But one thing about it, I'll be locked in when the game come on. That's for sure, y'all. Until then, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for hanging with me. This is the Big Time Show.